Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunati Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Govinda Jaya Jaya Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Pribhajagacharya Ashtottara Satasvi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Anoga ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Chayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, continuing our reading on the prayers of Mucukunda. Reading from Canto 10, Chapter 51, Text 50 onwards. 10.51.50. Purarater hema parikritais charan matam gajerva naradeva samagyitah sa eva kalena duradyayena de kalevaro vitkrimi bhasma samagyitah. The body that at first rides high on fierce elephants or chariots adorned with gold and is known by the name King is later by your invincible power of time called feces, worms or ashes. Purport: in the United States and other materially developed countries, dead bodies are cosmetically disposed of in a tidy ceremonial way, but in many parts of the world, old, sickly and injured people die in lonely or neglected places where dogs and jackals consume their bodies and transform them into stool. And if one is so blessed as to be buried in a coffin, one's body may very well be consumed by worms and other minuscule creatures. Also, many earthly cadavers are burned and thus transformed into ashes. In any case, death is certain, and the ultimate fate of the body is never sublime. This is the real purport of Mucukunda's statement here, that the body, though now called king, prince, beauty queen, upper middle class, and so on, will eventually be called stool, worms, and ashes. Srila Sridhara Swami quotes the following Vedic statements: Yone sahasrani bahuni gatva dukkhena labdvapi cha manushatvam sukhavaham yena bhajanti vishnum te vai manushyatmani shatrubhutaha. After passing through many thousands of species and undergoing great struggle, the conditioned living entities finally obtain the human form. Thus, those human beings who still do not worship Lord Vishnu, who can bring them real happiness, have certainly become enemies of both themselves and humanity. Nirjitya dikchakram adbhuta vigraho varasanastah samaraja banditah griheshu maitunya sukheshu yoshitam Krida mrigha purushaha ishaniyate. Translation: having conquered the entire circle of directions and being thus free of conflict, a man sits on a splendid throne, receiving praise from leaders who were once his equals. But when he enters the woman's chambers, where sex pleasure is found, he is led about like a pet animal, O Lord. Karoti karmani tapaha sunishtito nirvitta bhogastat apekshayadhavat punascha bhuyasam aham swarad iti pravridhattarsho nasukhaya kalpate. Translation: a king who desires even greater power than he already has strictly performs his duties, carefully practicing austerity and foregoing sense enjoyment. But he whose urges are so rampant, thinking I am independent and supreme, cannot attain happiness. Bhava apavargo brahmato yada bhave chanasya tarhi achyuta satsamagama satsangamo yarhi tadaiva sadgatau para vareshe tvayi jayate mati. When the material life of a wandering soul has ceased, O Achyuta, he may attain the association of your devotees, and when he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who are the goal of the devotees and the Lord of all causes and their effects. Purport: Acharyas Jiva Goswami and Vishwanatha Chakravarti agree on the following point, although it is stated here that when material life ceases, one attains the association of devotees. In fact, it is the association of the Lord's devotees that enables one to transcend material existence. Srila Jiva Goswami explains this apparent inversion of sequence by quoting the Kavya Prakasha as follows: Karya Karanayoscha Paurva Parya Viparyayo Vigneyati Shayoktihi Syatsa. A statement in which the logical order of a cause and its effects is reversed should be understood as Ati Shayokti, emphasis by extreme assertion. Srila Jiva Goswami cites the following commentary on the statements: Karanasya Shikra Karidam Vaktum Karyasya Purva Muktau. To express the swift action of a cause, one may assert the result before the cause. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that the merciful association of the Lord's devotees makes possible our determination to become Krishna conscious. And the Acharya agrees with Srila Jiva Goswami that this verse is an instance of Ati Shayokti. Manye mamanugraha ishate krito rajyanubandha pagamo yatrichaya yah prartayate sadhubir ekacharyaya vanam vivikshadhibir akhanda bhumipai. My Lord, I think you have shown me mercy since my attachment to my kingdom has spontaneously ceased. Such freedom is prayed for by saintly rulers of vast empires who desire to enter the forest for a life of solitude. Nakamaye anyam tavapada sevanat akinchana prarthyathamat varam vibho aradhyakastvam hi apavargadam hare vrinita aryo varam atma bandhanam. O all-powerful one, I desire no boon than service to your lotus feet, the boon most eagerly sought by those free of material desire. O Hari, what enlightened person who worships you, the giver of liberation, would choose a boon that causes his own bondage? The Lord offered Mucukunda anything he desired, but Mucukunda desired only the Lord. This is pure Krishna consciousness. Tasmat visrijaya shisha isha sarvato rajasthamas sattva gunanubandhanah niranjanam nirgunam advayam param tvam jnapti matram purusham prajamyam. Therefore, O Lord, having put aside all objects of material desire, which are bound to the modes of passion, ignorance and goodness, I am approaching you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for shelter. You are not covered by mundane designations. Rather, you are the Supreme Absolute Truth, full in pure knowledge and transcendental to the material modes. Purport: the word nirgunam here indicates that the Lord's existence is beyond the qualities of material nature. One might argue that Lord Krishna's body is made of material nature, but here the word advayam refutes that argument. There is no duality in Lord Krishna's existence. His eternal spiritual body is Krishna, and Krishna is God. Translation for the next sloka. For so long I have been pained by troubles in this world, and I have been burning with lamentation. My 6 enemies are never satiated, and I can find no peace. Therefore, O giver of shelter, O Supreme Soul, please protect me. O Lord, in the midst of danger I have by good fortune approached your lotus feet, which are the truth and which thus make one fearless, free of sorrow. The Supreme Lord said, O Emperor, great ruler, your mind is pure and potent. Though I enticed you with benedictions, your mind was not overcome by material desires. Understand that I enticed you with benedictions just to prove that you would not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotees is never diverted by material blessings. The minds of non-devotees who engage in such practices as pranayama are not fully cleansed of material desires. Thus, O King, material desires are again seen to rise in their minds. Wander this earth at will with your mind fixed on me. May you always possess such unfailing devotion for me. Because you followed the principles of a kshatriya, you killed living beings while hunting and performing other duties. You must vanquish the sins thus incurred by carefully executing penances while remaining surrendered to me. O King, in your very next life you will become an excellent Brahmana, the greatest well-wisher of all creatures, and certainly come to me alone. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, 10th Canto, 51st chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Deliverance of Mucukunda. Om Tathom Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. For those who are new online, Mucukunda is a great king. We discussed this yesterday. And his past history is that he is resting after fighting for the demigods who were very pleased with him, and Indra gave a boon to Mucukunda, who requested that I just want to sleep. I have not been sleeping for so long fighting for you. You see, but although he was not very intelligent in taking a boon from Indra, you may say, in terms of devotional service, he could have asked Indra, I want love of Godhead. He could have asked Indra, I want to perform this devotional service. He could have asked Indra so many things. But for that point of time, all he was worried about is, when can I sleep? This is what is happening to me also sometimes now. For your kind, I don't have Indra boon, but I am just sleeping when I feel like it. But coming to the point that although he had this great opportunity, he somehow thought the only important thing to do now is to just get to sleep first. So he got that. But behind him is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who actually benedicts Mucukunda out of his own mercy, because he is a great Kshatriya, a great king, and he is a devotee. And he is genuine, sincere, pure, has rendered his duties and everything, and he deserves to get Krishna's blessing. So even after showing himself to Mucukunda in the cave where Krishna very intelligently read Kalayavana, and Mucukunda burnt up Kalayavana to ashes because he disturbed his sleep, which is part of the boon. Anybody who dares to disturb you will actually burn to ashes, which Krishna knew and which Krishna utilized very nicely. Without touching Kalayavana, without even talking to Kalayavana, without even seeing Kalayavana face to face, he killed Kalayavana. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No weapons, nothing. Just use Mucukunda against him. He's got a bone, let him trip on him and get burnt. And that's what he did. Living beings are very predictable. in what they will possibly do under the three modes of material nature. That's all horoscope is about. Three modes, what he will do. It's explained in the Bhagavad-gita. You don't need any horoscope because anyway the astrologers are not going to say perfectly what it is. Predictive capability is very less in Kali Yuga. But Krishna knows what this person will do. It's not that he is influencing in any way, but it's predictable what living entities do under the three modes. It's the same old story. It's the same old story. Name, fame, glory, the same old story. That's what they will do. So Kalayavana was led to do what he will do anyway. Just that Mucukunda came in between and he tripped over Mucukunda. And he gave him maybe some sort of a bad statement. Some saint is sleeping here. Huh? And that's it. Mucukunda got up and burnt him. Yes, saint. A different type of a saint. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai Ki. Different type of a saint whom if you wake up can actually burn you up. That's what happened. So, Krishna, he appeared there to Mucukunda, and Mucukunda slowly discovered that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can see Mucukunda's statements we have been watching. He discovered that you must be that Supreme Lord people speak about. Ato asmi loke vedecha pratita purushottama. Therefore in the Vedas people call me Purushottama. So by understanding his looks, qualities, characteristics, everything, Mucukunda knew this must be Narayana, the Supreme Lord. And then after he has recognized this, he paid obeisances. Mucukunda, he got up, paid obeisances. Don't ask me, did he brush his teeth, did he take a bath, why is he doing worship like this? Well, he did it. He paid his obeisances in the cave. You know, ritualistic smartas will think like that, oh, he paid obeisances. It's not very nice. This is the difference between a devotee and a ritualistic personality. Mucukunda simply paid obeisances purely. Krishna received those obeisances and he gave him credit. Okay, step one, I shall offer Mucukunda some material benefit. What benediction do you want? Immediately Mucukunda was elevated beyond that benediction and he said, you know how material life is, and he gave a few examples. How you are under completely the control of time. Death will come. You come like a snake licking its mouth with its tongue in front of a mouse. Good meal, waiting for me. Like that you come as death in front of every idiot who thinks he is going to live forever in this body, and just consume him as death. Mrityu sarvaharas chaham. I will just take away everything from you. Right? You come, and he gives this brilliant metaphor of a snake in front of a mouse. Then he speaks about all the great things that we do, king, fame, name, sitting on a big throne and everything. You think everything is very fine. But then he goes into his inner chambers, bolts the door, and he is completely a puppet in the hands of his women. What greatness is that? That he can fight great wars, but the women know, I can control you. Come inside, I can control you. My weapon, you can never, ever conquer. Balam me pashyamaya ya strimaya balino disham yakkaroti padakrantam bruvijimbrena kevalam. Kapila is explaining to his mother, beware of my Maya in the form of a woman who simply by shaking her eyebrows can bring the greatest of conquerors to her feet. Right? And in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining about Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. How Cleopatra controlled Caesar and had Caesar bow down to her when he visited her. Emperor, Roman emperor, he came to see her, and it was a duty that everybody should bow down to her. So he was wondering whether I should do it. All the soldiers were saying, you don't do it, you're a Roman emperor. She is just a queen of a small place. You don't do it. But then she was waiting for you to do it. And then because he was completely enamored by her, he did it. He bowed down. He bowed down. And all the soldiers were forced to bow down and they didn't like it. So Prabhupada is citing that although he was a great emperor, that time Rome was like spreading everywhere, greatest empire. And one lady was able to get the emperor in her clutches. And the whole Roman Empire went down. So, the power of Krishna's Maya, he is speaking about. Out of his own experience he is speaking. Interesting experience. So, this is the background. And Mucukunda is finally concluding that all these things I have seen, and I know this is the truth. I know this is the truth. This is how the material world operates, and all things are happening under the three modes of material nature. I am not interested in any of these things. I can see very clearly now by your mercy that I should not desire for anything else apart from the shelter of your lotus feet. This is good, intelligent prayer. This is what is the meaning of a real prayer. The demigods also go and pray. Om Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. They go and pray very nicely, they chant everything. And the Lord appears. We are completely dependent on you. You are our only shelter. You are the Supreme Lord. Your eyes are everywhere. Your legs are everywhere. Sahasraksha, Sahasrapat, everything like that. Finally, after glorifying, they say, Hiranyakashipu has taken over. Can you please reinstate us? Ravana has done this. Hiranyaksha has done this. Like that, they glorify the Lord and they are not able to pray for something greater. But here Mucukunda, you see, I don't need all that. I need your shelter. This is the meaning of mercy. If a person knows and at the right time is able to ask for that which is tasyaiva heto prayate to kovido na labhyate brahmatam uparyadaha kalena sarvatra gabhiriram hasa. Bhagavatam states that you must ask the Lord for that which you will not get by roaming up and down this entire creation. Uparya adha, from top to bottom, all the different planets if you travel, you will not get that. That only you must ask. Prema Bhakti, love of Godhead. That Krishna can give. But if you ask anything else, he'll say, okay, take it. Take it. But a devotee, he is not fooled. He knows, I know what you can give me. The costliest, the most valuable commodity that you can give me is prema, love. And I seek that. Then Krishna knows this person is very intelligent, he knows what to ask. He is very well read, he is very well experienced. He has got good experience and he knows this is of value and he is asking. Even then, Krishna may not give it. Even then, Krishna is telling, next life you will be born as a very good Brahmana. You can roam at will, always thinking of me. You can see the benediction given. But to Prahlad Maharaj, what benediction was given by Narasimhadev? What benediction was given to great personalities who came to meet with Lord? You will see different people had different type of blessings conferred on them, because the Lord knows the status of their bhakti, where they are and what they need. It doesn't mean that immediately everybody gets prema, like the gopis you also get. No, devotion is given by Krishna carefully. It's mentioned, Muktir dadati karihichit smana bhakti yogam. Mukti Krishna will give easily, but bhakti He will give slowly. But He'll definitely give you, especially if you desire it. And if you are eagerly focused on it, and you're executing your life like that, there is nothing else in this world valuable. Nama bina kichu nahi ko aro chauda bhuvana maje. Except for the holy name of the Lord, which gives pure devotion, there is nothing else in the entire 14 worlds available. Is the statement of Bhakti Vinoda Thakur. Value for Krishna's gift of the holy name. Value for Krishna's giving us bhakti. Is value for it. Do we have that value? Do we know what we are going to get? We may be asking for the sky, but do you know what it is? How to use it? Right? If you don't know, and if Krishna is not very confident, He is going to give it to you very slowly and teach you. Learning process. So we should not assume that we will get it. But do you know about it? Do you know what prema bhakti is? Do you know how valuable it is? Do you know what actually it induces Krishna to do? It makes him your servant. Krishna sells himself to his devotee. So why will he give it to you if you don't know how to handle it properly? How can he give it to you? It's a very big risk. So he never does that. Mukti you will get very easily. Mukti even Aghasura got, Putana got, Bakasura got, Shishupala got. Everybody got mukti. Everybody is talking about mukti, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, mukti, mukti. Everybody gets mukti. If you follow the varnashrama orders and rules and regulations and religions properly, you can get mukti. But after mukti, what do you do? After mukti, what do you do? That's the question. That's why it's mentioned in Bhagavatam. After mukti, some people don't have any engagement. They are not stuck to the lotus feet of the Lord. Je anye aravindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayi ashtabhavas avishuddha buddhaya. Avishuddha buddhi. Their intelligence is not still purified. Right? And therefore, patanti adaha. They come back to the material world. Because they have no activity. They have no devotional activity. So therefore they come back to the material world and become a great personality. And they do great material activities. What a sad, pathetic thing. You got liberated and you come back. You know, sometimes when people are on life imprisonment or they are on long imprisonment, they have spent 25 years, 30 years, 40 years in the jail. Right from when I am 15 years old, 18 years old, I am in the jail. Some murder, something. And then they say, okay, now you can go. When he is 58 years old, he can go. He actually tells them, I don't want to go, I'll stay here only. What will I do outside? I don't know anybody. I have to go and start living a life. I never lived outside for 40 years. It's a long time. My family members might have dead and gone because they're no more sending me any mails or anything for the past 20 years. Most probably my wife went somewhere else. My children have gone somewhere else. They're already married and have grandchildren. I don't know anybody where they are. Where will I go? How will I look after myself? No, you can go. No, I want to come back. I'll take a job. This is what will happen. This is exactly a fitting example for this. You go, I don't know what to do. You're not associated with the Supreme Lord. You're not associated with devotees. You're not associated with Jushmad Angriya hai, because not associated with the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. What will you do in moksha, in Aham Brahmasmi? Prabhupada gave example, he is like a spaceman. When you take off on an astronaut, he said, when you take off on a spaceship and go all over, after some time you have to come back here only to land. You cannot land and have your own loka somewhere, unless you are Trishanku or somebody. You cannot have your own loka. So you have to come back and land here only. If you don't have service at the lotus feet of the Lord, you will come back here and try, I will adjust, I will become a great person. Then you will be called, he is very great, he is Mahatma, he is like that. Easily you will be a great person in the material world. This is actually failure in achieving the goal of life. But it can be called moksha. This is because you are not petitioning the Lord, this is what I want. I am sure I want to be eternally engaged in your service. That's why the prayers are very important. Prayers are very important. Atri Muni, he prayed. He meditated. On one toe he stood. Toe, one toe alone, folded the next leg and looked at the sky with the eyes above and meditated for thousands of years. He said, Jagannatha, Lord of the universe, and meditated. 3 of them came, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and said, Jagannatha, what do you want? All 3 said, I am Jagannatha, I am Jagannatha, I am Jagannatha. They are all in some way involved with the universe. That was what his idea of supreme absolute truth was. That was so they responded to his understanding is like this only. They all 3 came. So he said, all 3 have come so wonderful. I want to have a son from all 3 of you. Fine. They went back. He got Dattatreya, Soma, all of them became sons. How you pray, you get, and he said, okay. That's all he knows. Meditation. Gajendra, he prayed Moolam, root of everything, the source of everything. He prayed to and offered a lotus. And came Krishna on his Garuda in 400 form with his chakra. Boom, cut off the crocodile. He called for the right person. Adi Moolam, it went to Brahma, he said, definitely I am not. Shiva also said, I am not. Vishnu, it went to, I am the foundation of the material whole situation, Mahatattva, Mahavishnu, manifestation. He came in his 400 form. How you pray, what understanding you have of the absolute truth, accordingly the Lord will respond to you. Ye yatamam prapadyante tangs tataiva bhajamyam. So it is very important to know who is God, how great He is, what's the meaning of the absolute truth, everything. In Bhagavad-gita, Krishna is revealing Himself. Accordingly your prayer will be. Accordingly your desires also will be. Right? You can pray only according to your desire, according to your knowledge. Dhruva Maharaj, very young boy, 5 years old, was fired up with the rage of a Kshatriya because his stepmother told him, get down from your father's lap. You're not fit to sit there. You have to take birth from my womb if you want to be sitting there. Which means she's telling you will not be the next king. My son will be the next king. Uttanapada, the father, simply watched. My poor boy, what an insult. He could not do anything in front of his wife. Maybe he was afraid of saying anything. But his other wife, who was the mother of Dhruva Maharaj, his boy went running to him and a mother, and he's not able to take the emotional bang he got from his stepmother. It was such an emotional thing. He ran to his mother and he cried. At the same time, he was very angry. I have no right to sit on my father's lap. And I am being controlled by my stepmother and my mother cannot do anything. What an awkward situation. So his Kshatriya, his Kshatriya spirit came and he asked his mother, why? So she said, I can do nothing for you. My situation is like that. It's only the Supreme Lord Narayana who can help you. So he has heard a lot of stories of people going to the forest, rishis, sages, everybody, and meeting with the Supreme. He set off. He took his pack and he went off. 5 years old. He was so angry. He decided, I will sit on that throne. I will become king. That is my desire. He went with a total material desire, completely fired up to get it. My mother said, Narayana can give you everything. Definitely, I have heard about this before. He went to the forest. Went to the forest and his focus was, see Narayana, he will definitely give me what I want. He believed in it. In the words of his mother, he believed fully. So he went there and performed austerities, standing on one leg, and small boy with a cowpin, alone taking bath, eating berries, fruits, something, and dry leaves he ate, and he did austerity. He was so determined that Narada Muni came and he said, oh, go back home here, chota boy. Go back home. Don't worry. Everything will become all right, okay? These are all small things you don't have to fight with. He said, no, I'm not going back home. I must see Narayana. My mother said, must see Narayana. Can you help me? Can you give me upadesh? What I should do? Then he appreciates, oh, how great are the Kshatriyas in their determination. How wonderful is this boy. A true Kshatriya. He will definitely, we can dovetail him into this. We can use this determination. Narada Muni immediately thought, make him a devotee. Use this determination, make him a devotee. Very nice. Will you listen to what I tell you? The mantra will you chant? Yes. Okay, you will see the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You chant this. He gave him special upadesh, mantra upadesh. And the boy said, yes, definitely I'll do. With full feeling and heart. Young boy, not yet contaminated actually. Just angry. This whole thing got dovetailed by Narada Muni. He's very pure. He's not yet spoiled. He's just simply angry a little bit. Stepmother did a good job. Thank you, stepmother. Narada Muni immediately catches hold of anybody and tells him, worship the Lord. Become a devotee. He did that to him. And that boy did an amazing austerity. It shook the entire cosmos, and everywhere they were wondering, what's happening? No air to breathe. No this thing, no that. So many things happened. Why? Dhruva is performing austerities. Dhruva is performing such powerful austerity. The Lord, he meditated on the Lord exactly like Narada Muni said, in his heart. And then he came out. Krishna came out of his heart and stood in front of him. And he got this brilliant darshan of the Lord. And he was wanting to speak. 5-year-old boy does not know how to compose, what to say. So the Lord touched him on his head with his conch shell, giving him the capacity to pray and glorify him. And he glorified the Lord very beautifully. He says, Yo anta pravishta mama vacha imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akila shakti dhara dhamna. Like that he prayed and said, Oh anta pravishta mama vacha imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akila shakti dhara swadhamna. That you are the person giving me the energy now from inside me to speak and glorify you. Everything is happening because of you. You are everything. And then he saw the beautiful Lord and beautiful smiling face, his peacock feather, his four-hand form, his Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, so beautiful he got totally absorbed. And then when he was told, so what boon you want? He said, nothing I want. Swamin kritarto asmin varamna yache. I have seen you, I have no requirement of anything. I was thinking of asking you for broken glass. You have given me diamond. What? I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. He completely changed. Same Dhruva also prayed. He came with a material desire. He is analyzed to be like one of the four who come to Krishna. Artho Jignasur Artharthi Jnani Cha Bhartarshaba. He is coming for wealth, position. I want to be king. And the Lord said, no, you go and rule. No, I don't need to rule. Just want to be your devotee. I want to glorify you. I want to just sit by your lotus feet and just serve you. But the Lord said, no, Dhruva, you go and rule. Since you are thinking like that, it's the best thing for you to rule. You will do a very good job. The country and the whole world requires an emperor like you. So he came back because the Lord so desires that I should rule. 6 months, whole program over, he came back. And father heard, Uttanapada heard, everybody started talking the universe about it. All the higher demigods know about it because they experience his austerity. So he was walking back very casually, thinking about the Lord and chanting the names and coming back. What a wonderful experience. All because of my mother. She inspired me to go to Narayana. What a wonderful lady she is. She is my real guru. And Narada Muni also I contacted. He gave me Diksha and gave me instructions on the Supreme Lord. And he was coming back. Uttanapada was so thrilled. My son has become so famous. He has gone in search of the Lord and actually seen the Lord. What a feat. So Uttanapada came all the way halfway to meet him before he came home with the army and with the chariot and everything. Embraced the small boy. Took him back and he became the king. He became the king, Dhruva. This is again another example of a person who said, no, I don't want to become king and all that. So it's done with, I'm done with all that. 5-year-old Dhruva said, I'm done with it. I'm not interested. I've seen you. And what more can I ask for than your darshan and your service? Such is the power of the darshan of the Lord that it kills all the material ambitions and desires. Then your prayer is perfect and complete. Dhruva Maharaj's prayer was complete. He instantly got devotion and he was a ruler and he became very, very famous. He got Pole's star is Dhruva. Loka, Dhruva Loka. Special Loka for him. So what our contact with the Lord can do if we can understand His greatness, His position, and if we pray according to that in realization of Him. Actually, nothing stops you from doing that. If we can deeply contemplate these prayers and see the results of these prayers, is that Krishna gives you mercy and you become a devotee and you can render pure devotional service. If we keep that in focus and never give up and always strive for achieving pure devotional service, then our prayers are all towards that. I may not be qualified now. I may not have the capacity to, but I aspire for that. And whatever it takes from my side, I must invest that. If you have this determination, even though you may have a problem, Krishna is saying, Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhuryeva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi sa kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati kaunteya pratijana hina me bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will never perish even though he has an accidental slip, because his determination is fixed in achieving me, in achieving pure devotion to me. Therefore, he will always move ahead and he will be successful. Right? So in these prayers you can see some of them got instant blessing, some of them after some time. Like here it is being told to Mucukunda, you wander at free will thinking of me, In your next life, you will take birth in a Brahmana family, become a powerful Brahmana, and you will render more devotional service and come back to me. But to many others, Krishna gave instant blessing according to the desire. Prahlad Maharaj, he also was given benediction by Narasimhadev, and he said, I am not belonging to the mercantile community, I don't want to do business with you. I simply want to be serving you. Maya Sukhaya Bharam Udvahato Vimudhan. These fools who have taken Maya Sukha as the chief aim and goal of life, I want to help them to realize you. Please give me your blessing to render this service to you. These are all the prayers of great devotees. And they are very confident of Krishna's blessing. Very confident of Krishna's blessing. It's because of their meditation on Krishna. It's because of the fact that they know that they have fallen in love with Krishna and nothing else can beat it. There's nothing more attractive. And they are very bold and courageous in sitting on that platform and giving it to others under the protection of Krishna. So, Mucukunda's prayers bore great fruit for him. He was given the right direction. He had darshan of the Lord. Although he was, apparently looks like he was not yet ready fully, the Lord gave him a pathway to become ready. Just like he gave Narada Muni in his previous life as a servant-maid son also darshan and told him, you are not yet ready to see me and come back to me, but you continue to do this and very soon it will happen to you. So it took 2 births again after Krishna spoke to him. Sometimes there are devotees who say, why I am not getting anything up? I have been chanting for 10 years. Look at this, 2 births it took for Bharat Maharaj, for Narada Muni, for so many to traverse and get pure bhakti. We become very impatient. You should know the value of bhakti and how Krishna will confer it on you properly, take his time and confer it on you. It is worth striving for, waiting for. Don't settle for anything less. Pure devotion is what we should ask for. We should not settle for anything less. That is the best. Bhagavatam tells us to aspire for the best. Bhagavad-gita tells us to aspire for the best. Don't settle for the good or the better. Don't settle for varnashrama. Don't settle for anything else. Impersonal liberation. Don't settle for that. Ask for pure devotion to the Lord in your prayers. This we can learn from Mucukunda's prayers. Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any comment or any question? Yes.
Anupama Gopal, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandat Pranam. Is there a difference between Mukti and Moksha?
Not that I know of. I think they are synonymous. Unless somebody else knows something better. As far as I know, they are synonymous. Mukti pradatat sarvesham Vishnureva na samshayah is Lord Shiva's statement. That mukti means only Vishnu can give it. There is no doubt about it. Then dharma artha kama moksha. In the Purusharthas we will always refer to liberation as moksha. Moksha means getting out of this place. Mukti also means the same thing. Hare Krishna. Anybody else has a question or comment? One more? Yeah.
Tilak Sarana. Hare Krishna Maharaj, while chanting sometimes we are using the names Krishna and Rama in falling sound and sometimes with increasing sound. Also sometimes we are chanting as Ram instead of Rama. So how it have to be pronounced properly, Maharaj? Or is it okay to follow like this?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada has also chanted and shown, just follow it. Don't do any shortcut like a Ram and all that. Rama. Some people chant Ramo, Ramu and all that in the Kirtan. Prabhupada said, I don't very much approve of the Ramo, Ramu and all that. Chant Rama. Okay? Yes. Please follow that. It's very simple instruction. Okay? Yeah. Now it is yours.
You beautifully explained us about how we are not much qualified for getting Krishna Prema.
I didn't say that you are not qualified.
No, but we don't value it.
Generally.
Krishna doesn't give us very easily the Krishna Bhakti actually. I don't know, I'm not using the exact words for that.
But in Lord Chaitanya's this thing, period, you have a greater concession. Krishna is very easily giving bhakti. It is a fact. Krishna normally does not give easily, but when he comes as Lord Chaitanya, he makes it very easy in Kali Yuga for people to get bhakti.
But my doubt is, Maharaj, it's my analogy or something, my understanding stages. Like in our executing of devotional service, we may not be much perfect, or we may have some desires to do certain things. That may not be approved by our authorities or seniors, because we may not value what is the impact of the service. Is it like that, or we have to satisfy our seniors?
You have to ask your authority, because it's a very specific question about the specific service and about the specific feeling you have. If you want, I can give a general answer, which you already given. My authority may be knowing better than me, but I still feeling like this, like that. So, it's better, the way you have mentioned it, you have made it very clear, it's very specific. So, you should specifically speak to your authority. And ask, Prabhuji, this question in the morning I told Maharaj, I like to ask you. And you should ask the question. That is the way to really get the answer. And you must take that answer what comes. Specifically. Generally, it is always better for us to follow the authority. Unless he is telling you to do something like black marketing, underground mafia affair, or he is telling you to, hoard something and all that. If he is just telling you, please chant, please come for Mangalarti, please read Prabhupada's book, please distribute Prabhupada's book, perfectly all right. There are people giving all sorts of orders and they're getting obedience. In the world of nutcases are giving nutty orders, and there are people very obediently following and going into hell directly. Right? So, why not take the orders of somebody who is engaging you in devotional service only, no? Right? At the most you can say, Prabhu, koncha bore I am a conditioned soul, so maybe can we shift the gears a little bit? I'll come back to this later. Those things now they will adjust now. They'll shift the gear for you and say, okay, you do this now. Like that. If it is service. The small things you should adjust, because ultimately you are getting pure devotional service to Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Yes. Who is asking? Oh. They are more than Mahajans maybe. Out of the 12 Mahajans, why is the Gopis not included? Well, they are not for me to say, but Mahajanas are those whom we interact with and know within the material situation, who can be taken as examples, and that example we will understand easier. That's why they are quoted. It doesn't mean that there is nobody else above the Mahajanas. His Mahajanas are quoted because we can relate with them. Bhishma, Prahlada, Narada Muni, Shiva, like that. Janaka, Shukadeva Goswami, Bali Maharaj, all of them. because they all have come to that point of surrender to Krishna, and you can see their material other manifestation also, like Bali Maharaj was a demon before, and he comes to the point of this thing. Janaka Maharaj is a great king, a great karma yogi. Krishna is quoting him in Bhagavad-gita. Like Janakadaya, doing the duty so perfectly, leading him to pure devotional service. So all these people have got also a background and how they have achieved it. So it's easier for us to understand that example. If I bring you an example from gopis, you know that I don't know anything about the gopis. They are too transcendental and beyond for me to even imitate them, because nobody knows these confidential pastimes of the Lord also. So Mahajanas are those who are available to us, accessible to us, and are exemplary, and we can easily relate with. So if you ask me why gopis are not included in the Mahajanas, there are 3 billion gopis. Which gopis should be included? The 8 principal gopis only? Their questions will come further and further. So it's a completely different category. It's a different category. Right? So Mahajanas teaches devotional service for the practicing sadhaka. How to renounce, how to act, how to change your mentality and attitude towards Krishna while you are still in the material world with duties and absorptions in many ways. For that, the Mahajanas actually tell us what to do. Gopis are beyond this world, in the transcendent world, topmost, very close to Krishna. That example we may not understand very well. We may land up becoming sahajiyas. We may land up becoming sahajiyas very fast. Oh, like gopi, like that, so all I can do is to imitate them, nothing else I can understand. The easiest thing to be close to the gopis is to imitate them. I can't understand the philosophy, I can't understand their love, it's too far away. It's too far away. That's why Mahajanas is workable. You know, we can at least have certain similarities and all that, and we can say, yeah, it is doable. That's the way it is. I hope that helps you, Maharishi. Yes.
How is it that one person performing an austerity causes such a cosmic disturbance?
Yeah, that has happened often. You can see that many people performing austerities. The strength of their austerity, the determination and purity can affect the, higher regions, because it's mainly because drawing the attention, calling for the attention of the, demigod or the personality who's involved. Mostly it's like Brahma, all of them. So I don't know the mechanics of how it happens, but obviously it looks like austerity of a person can actually affect the atmosphere, affect the elements, and draw attention of the demigods to that person. There must be another science involved in that. It's a paranormal science, it looks like. We may have to do some research on how Dhruva Maharaj's austerity affected the Vayu and the oxygen levels, due to which reason breathing was stopped in the higher planets, where the oxygen levels are of a much different type than on the Earth planet. And in this way, like that, we may have to do a lot of research. If you go the Aroha Panta way, all we can think is, it is happening, it's possible. There are other things that are there which I don't know anything about. And even if I am told to, it will be nothing short of Greek and Latin and possibly Arabic, which I don't know. So it's advised that we sometimes have faith on certain of these things. Because in Kali Yuga we have very dull brains, and even if we are told by somebody, we'll ask, how is that coming? We'll have to ask all sorts of questions. So although we have the great desire to know all this, to understand threadbare, the nitty-gritty, split hairs and argue about. Prabhupada said, I know what your Ishtagoshi is about. How long is the Putana witch? That's what you're discussing. Your Ishtagoshi will turn out to be No, yaar, Putana was dead. Vasudev saw on the way back. Putana was sliced and burnt and she smelled very nicely. How can you do that? When you slice and burn, the body will... No, because she was very long. She got Krishna's... No, the whole discussion of how I'll fight with each other and kill you. Finally, all about Putana, which you see, that's what will happen. When you're not capable of understanding in Kali Yuga, your brains are manda, sumandamatayo, mandabhagyahi upadutaha. Don't attempt all these things. Don't attempt trying to measure the universe and why Brahma did that and how is the detail of that. Just shut up and chant Hare Krishna here. Just, I know you have some rationalization and brain to some extent. There is enough for you to chew with your intelligence on the Bhagavatam, everything, to keep you busy. Very small intelligence. Why do you want to act so big? Just accept it. Chant Hare Krishna. And, one day I'll get to know. Or read the 5th canto, The Structure of the Universe. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki